This video is about damage caused to roller blind shade and window due to improper installation. We ordered 7 blinds, 3 for this big living room window, 8 foot wide, 8 foot tall, 10 foot wide. We ordered 3 literise cassette shades for 3 other windows, and then skyline panels for a patio door. We had multiple problems. The first install was October 8th, 2020, this last October. The brackets were screwed onto the side of the wall and the windows, and we had agreed that they would be installed from the ceiling. As you'll see, that is the only way they can be installed per instructions. Second problem was top limit not set. In other words, the bottom bar was not even with the other two. I mean, you can see in this picture, it's way up. The brackets were screwed through the cover, so you couldn't remove the cover. And obviously, with the cover on for the bracket, you can't remove the shade, and I'll show you why. The shades were not hung level, so they did not roll up properly, and so as a result, they frayed material from rubbing against the bracket. We had the wrong color brackets. Everything was ordered with the bronze color, oil rub bronze. The skyline panels on the patio door, the rod was loose. The panel fell out. The rod was anchored into sheetrock with no anchors. That was the first install on October 8th. Second install on October 19th of 2020 was the wrong screw types and placements, wrong shims, thumping noise as the shade was going up and down, and then continued misalignment. So you can see from this picture, there's no way you can get that bronze cover off without removing the bracket. So that's the first problem. The second thing, it should have been hung vertical. And why do I say that? Here's the standard shade instructions. Here is removing the shade, specifies right here. You must remove the cover in order to remove the shade. So there's a latch to release the shade, but if you still have the cover on, you can't pull the shade out. And why? Look at the lip here. This slides out, it'll hit the lip. Even if you can get to the latch, the release latch, you cannot. Here's setting the top limits. You must remove the shade in order to set the top limit knob. So this tells me this person has never installed a PowerView, Hunter Douglas PowerView shade with a cover, because it's obvious you cannot remove the shade to do adjustments once the bracket is screwed to the wall. I've heard he had 35 years experience. I don't believe it. Here's where the shade is offset on roll up because it wasn't hung level. Here's the opposite side where it's rubbed against the bracket and frayed. You can see the center window, right side of the center window, it's rolled up correctly. Here's the left window, right side. You can see it's also dangerously close to the bracket, and there's the left side of that left window, also rolled up, offset. This is the second attempt on October 19th. Only one screw. Why only one screw? And why is this hole as well as others screwed in, drilled into the window? That's damage beyond repair. Here's the left side where he attempted to shim it. This is the second installation. Plastic shim. Looks like crap. Here's the right side of that left window. He should have screw in these 2 long slots. This slot and this slot. Not here, and I'll show you why. Here is the left side of a roller shade. This is where the idler assembly is. If you have a thumping noise, you need to create a little bit of tension on that bracket. And the way you do that is loosen a screw here and a screw there, slide the bracket in slightly, retighten. That's a plastic assembly here for setting the upper limit. That's the idler assembly. So that's why you need the screws and the 2 elongated slot. Here's another window with 2 screws holes in it. Why those are there is beyond me. That's damage to the window that can't be repaired without replacement. Was he going to hang the satellite battery wand on the window as opposed to up on the ceiling? That's not a good place for it because the roller blind would hit it. Plus, even if he was, why is there 2 holes there? The battery wand has the bracket that holds the battery has 2 holes, one on each end. Another shot of bracket. Wrong type of screws, and I'll show you why in a minute. Here's the shim on the left side. Here's the shim on the right side. We attempted to paint it to camouflage it, but no, it looks like crap. Holes in this panel of the window from mounting the brackets on the side. We ordered and received 2 new panels here, but we haven't installed them because we're not sure how we're going to deal with the rest of the holes in the whole situation. Here's the screws that were taken out. I had to take every one of these down and reinstall them correctly. That's the shims. You can see the paint where we tried to hide it. Wrong type of screws. This is what the installer installed. This is what is shipped with the brackets. I painted the heads bronze to match. These, you have to drill a pilot hole. They're sheet metal screws. They're for plastic. These are the screws you should have put in that came with the brackets. I created shims. I painted them. I installed them. And then I set it. More holes. This is what it should look like. You can see the shim up here underneath the bracket so that this blind is hung level and it'll roll straight when it's hung level. More holes. I don't know why I had all those holes in there. You only need 2 holes to begin with, but why did he drill 4 holes? Here's the left side with a shim on it. Screws in the proper place. Once again, you need to have them in these 2 spots so that if you have a thumping noise or need to adjust tension for that idler assembly, you can slide it. Shades are properly rolling up. And there's the finished look. Incidentally, the first installation was October 8th. The second was the 19th. 2 days later, I ended up rehanging them all. I also made a long video. This is a video on the installation and operation of PowerView shades. These slides came from that video. That video includes not only installation, the adjustments, the bottom limit, top limit, and the idler assembly tension to eliminate that thumping noise. How to configure the remote and PowerView Gen 2 hub. How to create schemes and access those schemes through Alexa routines. How to camouflage that satellite battery wand and so it blends into the wall. And I've got to add to that video how to fabricate a valance. We ended up fabricating a valance that'll cover all 3 of the roller shades up here, and actually it looks pretty good. But anyway, I created a video and that's going to get published. It's to help people understand the installation and operation and configuration for these PowerView blinds. Here's the patio door. All 4 of those brackets were screwed into the sheetrock. And of course, there's a lot of weight on the right side. So this obviously loosened up the brackets. So these brackets were all loose and this was hanging. Matter of fact, the end panel actually fell out. Those all had to be reworked. So we paid a lot of money for these blinds. We're very happy with the blinds, even happy with the sales. We're not happy with $265. We're not happy with the installation or the damage to our window. That's not It's an expensive window and it's damaged beyond repair without replacement. I've taken pages and pages of notes.